Good morning guys. How's it, TJ? Balas, how you doing? Zaifa, Sharif, how we all doing, everyone? Hope we've all had a nice morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Just had a few things to sort out before starting up this morning. Balas, I did see your email and I will reply after the stream to that. So don't worry about that. I will get back to you. Hi Stanley, how are you doing? Welcome. Hope we all having a good morning, guys. Just looking at GJ at the moment, we are in this trading range. The only reason that I'm a little bit worried about this trading range is there is the support on the 1 hour, but I think with this volume and our market structure, we should be able to push through. Entries would come at these sorts of levels at the moment that we are currently pushing up to. It's going to be pretty decent stop loss, I would say. Stop loss is going to be about 8.9 pips or so. So obviously you want to wait for a nice solid break of this high. At the moment we've broken it by about a pip and a half. You can wait. This is either a really good entry or you can wait for 2 pips. It's just up to you how comfortable you're feeling. Obviously spreads as well. So if you have a buy stop set, it probably would have been triggered by now. Looking at this, I think I'm going to take, if price does come back up to this high, I will take a long position. It's going to look something like this, aiming to get back up to this 155.186 level. I'm not in yet. I'm just going to wait for price to come back up to this level. So if we do end up coming back up, then I will take the entry with my stop loss placed below the current 30-minute candle, as that is our technical stop loss level. No problem, Balas. Other than that, guys, we will be doing full breakdown on gold and GJ. Gold made a really strong bullish push this morning, which is always nice to see. I do think that we have the potential, especially looking at the daily candles. We've now formed daily support, which I said is there's a very good possibility that we're going to do that after closing on this daily support on Friday. So yesterday we formed that support candle, and now we do have nice clean daily candles to the left, respected the low of the previous daily candle, broken the high of yesterday's daily candle. Now we do have some range to play in, which is great to see. Market structure is obviously still bearish on most of the time frames. Bullish on most of the time frames now, which is great. Obviously with this 4-hour candle close at this level, we are now bullish in market structure because this was our low and this was the point which created the low. So we got a candle close above that level, so we should be able to get up to, at some point within the week, I would hope to see 1818, but it is also NFP week, so we do need to be wary of that. Just keeping a close eye on GJ to see if we are going to get that push up. And then again, that's where I'll be looking at possibly taking some entries. Hi Antonio, how are you doing? Morning. So yeah, gold at the moment, we have some market structure on our side, which is great. We have the bullish market structure now after such strong bullish pushes this morning. We have the 1 hour on our side. We also have the 4 hour, the daily, and currently the weekly candle is bullish, but until Wednesday we take into consideration the previous weekly candle. You can see the previous weekly candle closed bearish. So our weekly market structure is still bearish, but our current weekly candle is obviously bullish, and that's because of how strong we closed strong bullish yesterday and how strong bullish today's current candle is. So again, take that into consideration. Just still keep your eye on GJ. I'm hoping that maybe we can get some nice strong volume during London Open. Got about 6 minutes left, and then we'll be hoping for that. Just gonna wait and see. So again, not in this position yet, but if we do come up and break our own 30-minute candle high, then I will be very keen to take a long. Gold is on the lower time frame, still seems to be forming a little bit of a range. Obviously we have our support level established now. We also have a resistance level, which we did close above, but this 30-minute candle is currently playing around back in the range, so we want to see exactly where this 30-minute candle closes. If it doesn't close back in the range, I think then that's a good indication that we could then continue bullish. The only problem is we haven't really properly retested this zone over here. You can see we're forming support not at a previous level of resistance, so it's not a full break and retest, but it is still forming support in the uptrending market, meaning that there is a good chance that we can see some bullish continuation. So if you are thinking about trading gold, I think that there are going to be some really nice buy entries throughout today and hopefully the rest of the week, to be honest. After this structural transition, because this was our area which we were going to transition structure on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and we've got both of those this morning, which is great. So now if you want to play it a little bit safe, you can wait for maybe a slight pullback so we can get some buys at better prices. Otherwise, if you want to take the buys at these sorts of levels, it is also, it does make sense. GJ at the moment, again, that's something else you need to take into consideration. I do talk about it a little bit, is candles closing without top wicks or without bottom wicks, just depending on what type of candle it is. So if it's a bullish candle, you don't want to see it closing without a top wick, and if it's a bearish candle, you don't want to see it closing without a bottom wick, because often the next candle will just close in the opposite direction. There isn't really a technical reason behind it, or no one has established the actual reason for why it does that, but it is just something which does tend to happen more often than not. So again, that just will play into your candle confirmations. Are you getting the right candle confirmations? That sort of thing. Gold is moving up right now, which is great to see. We got about 4 minutes left. This is also going to be the 1 hour candle close, guys. So if this 1 hour candle close is above this level of resistance, we do need to understand that we have a level of resistance next coming up at 1807 based on the 1 hour time frame. We have that marked out. That's also a 30-minute level of resistance. So that is something we do need to take into consideration and be aware of. So yeah, be careful. 4 hour also looks good. You can see we were closing with some very weak 4 hour candles, weak, and then this is like our 4 hour catalyst candle. So what that means, again, similar to where we've had a few pre-London candles which are catalyst candles, it's a lot stronger than all the previous candles, and it shows us a directional bias. So this closed strong bullish after all the previous, or the past 3 previous candles had closed basically very doji candles. So this is a very strong bullish engulfing candle, and that again is a strong indicator that we could see bullish momentum come into the market. It also indicates that there are a lot of buyers present in the market, so definitely something to watch out for. So gold, yeah, like I said, it's looking pretty good to continue. Still waiting on GJ if we do break its own high, or if this next candle does wick down and then continue bullish, it could be a really nice position for long. But yeah, just be careful for the candle formations. Also, if this candle then, it has 2 minutes left, but if this 30-minute candle closes back in this range, then it's going to be a bit risky then to take the buys after that. So again, just be aware of these sorts of levels. The reason that I haven't put this position here, guys, is because I don't want anyone to think that the buys have been taken yet. Still waiting for a break of this candle high. I can actually put it a little bit higher so just no one is confused. Gold, I do have a position in already. Took it a bit earlier this morning based on the 4 hour time frame. Took it at the break of this 4 hour high, and just going to see how long it can run for. Looking at some longish term holds, just based on the structural flip, buying at a really nice price. You can see how low we are at the moment if we're looking long term. So I am hoping to get up to, maybe 1810 at some point, but I do understand that when we get to 1807, we could definitely have a bit of a problem when it comes to the resistance level based on the 1 hour and the 30-minute time frame. So just something to take into consideration. I do like how this 1 hour candle is closing. 30-minute candle isn't too, such a solid close, because obviously it isn't closing very strong bullish. However, it is closing bullish and above a previous level of resistance, so happy with that as well. Minute 15 until this candle closes, so let's just wait and see. Looks like we might not even end up getting this move on GJ, so also just worth waiting out. Gold is actually looking a lot better than GJ for anyone looking at trading either of these pairs. Nothing on GJ. You can see what market open gives us, but I'm hoping for a strong push, to be honest, on both of these. Would be really nice to get a strong push on gold. Current position on gold, guys, looks something like this, hoping to get up to at least these sorts of levels. Stop loss at the moment is obviously placed below the current 4 hour, so if things start going against me, obviously going to have to manage it, but this is what the current position is looking like. If you base, remember, if you base, depending on what time frame you base your trades on, that is where you're going to have to base your stop loss, guys. So if you are basing it on the 4 hour time frame, you're going to have bigger stop losses because your stop loss is going to have to be based below the current 4 hour candle. So pretty nice 1 hour candle close. You can see we closed above this 1 hour level of resistance. Now what I'd be hoping for is a wick down, and then for this next 1 hour candle to break the high of this 1 hour candle, then I think that we should be good to go to 1807. Not a very good GJ candle close, however, it is weak bearish, so if we do come up and break this, I think that there is again a good chance as well of seeing that bullish move. But if we come down and break this previous candle low, then that move is invalid and we should not be looking at buys at that point on GJ. So yeah, just waiting to see at the moment what we are looking at. And I definitely won't be adding another position to gold. The position that I have is decently big already, and I'm thinking of possibly closing half depending on how far we come down. Obviously it is going to be a bit of a long-term hold, so I'll be happy with seeing how that plays out. Start of a new month, so no point in over risking, guys. Hopefully we all came out of last month pretty happy with the results. I don't know from your guys' side if you want to give some feedback on how things went last month. I had a really nice month. I'm probably going to do a monthly breakdown, post that on Instagram or maybe YouTube if I can remember all the positions or remember how I took each position. And then, yeah. Okay, so we're coming up now on GJ. Should be, I mean, to be honest, it should be good to go to 155. 186. Just depending on volume, to be honest with you. It's broken through weak resistance. Just gonna see. Let's see how many pips we're gonna have to be to break above this. Yeah, 1.5. Just gotta be careful with this, guys, especially because of how the previous candle closed. Also watching gold at the moment. These are the types of trades which can be very, very tricky to manage. Obviously, where I would say managing risk would come in would be at the break of that 50-minute candle low, as well as it's a bit early to manage it on the flip of the current candle. So if the current candle were to flip bearish, it would be tough or very strict to manage it at the flip of that. But again, it is London open, so you'd want to see straight away your push just happen. We haven't really had one of those London opens in a while where we've kind of worked down and just started pushing. I don't think I've seen that in the last 2 weeks. So again, if you want to be very strict with your trade, it is a 10, it's a bit less than a 10. If you're going to base it on the current 30-minute candle, it's going to be about an 8 pip stop loss, a very small stop loss, which is ideal. Those are the type of stop losses you want to see. And then if you're managing your risk as we go up, then it's going to be also less than 8 pips, obviously. at this point of the candle were to come down and then break its flip bearish, then that would be a very valid area to manage your risk and close half. An area I am, or a level that I am wary of, is currently this, these 1 hour sort of wicks, because it can be a bit risky. Obviously we are expecting, based on the 30-minute clean candles, that we can move up to hopefully at least 155.060. That would be ideal. If not, is what it is type thing again. Yesterday, to be honest, yesterday was very tough market conditions. Wasn't the easiest trades taken. So if you did come out of yesterday in profits or even break even, like, you did pretty well. There was no real clean moves. You saw it yesterday on stream. We had the GJ buys play out, but they only played out the candle after we had expected them to. So by the time we did hit our first TP, we had already closed a majority of our position. So we don't want to see that happening again. So we kind of just want to see a nice strong push here, either on this candle or maybe the next 5-minute candle. So yeah, this is a nice strong bullish 5-minute candle. We kind of want to see this one wick down and break the high of the previous 5-minute candle. Again, it's been very, very bad, well, not bad, just very slow market conditions at London Open. Not going to close half, guys. We only went into profits about 4 pips. I will be closing half, though, if this candle does flip bearish, just to manage that risk, because that, again, is a strong indicator that we might not get that push. This might be as far as we could have pushed, and then we might flip bearish and continue. Just keeping an eye out on gold as well. Okay, closing half over there. And we'll close another half at this level, because this will be a break of the previous 15 minutes. Just minimizing risk as much as possible, guys. This is exactly the sort of market conditions that, if you know how to manage risk, as soon as a trade comes along that will be your trade, like the trade that you maximize your profits on, then all of these, cancels all of the losses out. Yeah, well, it was mainly just this 5-minute candle, which wasn't exactly doing us any favors. Still have half position in the trade. Half of my original. Opened a 20 lot, have 10 lots left in, close 10. Gold pushing up decently. Kind of wanted to leave a nice wick in this sort of area, and then we should be able to continue bullish, because that's more or less your retest. Looking on the 4 hour, we're not looking too bad. We obviously have made quite a strong push on the 4 hour already, so can be expecting us. Hopefully we can close above this 4 hour level of resistance, and then we can wick down and continue to retest this high and maybe continue further bullish. Again, we can look at adding positions back, guys, half of those positions. But for now, in these sorts of market conditions, for me, I won't be adding half back. I'll just let the first half close was at about negative 3.7 pips around there. So if price does eventually go to 10 pips, there will still be some decent amount of profits on the table. So not too worried about that. Just really, really slow. Gold looks like it could continue bullish. We might get a couple of store candles, but yeah, main focus on GJ at the moment. Just need to get some nice volume in. Can move our area to manage another half to over here. So if we break this 5-minute candle low, we will close another half of the position. So remember guys, when it comes to risk management, we need to take into consideration, similar to entering trades, all time frames. We need to look at the 5-minute time frame, we need to look at the current time frame that we executed on, so the 30-minute. We know now that when it comes to candles flipping bearish or bullish, depending on what sort of position you're in, that is where you do want to be managing your trade. If we're looking at 5-minute candles, we also don't want to be breaking 5-minute candle highs and lows, also depending on what sort of trade we're in, if we're in a buy or sell. Obviously, if we're in a buy, we don't want to see 5-minute candle lows be broken, because that's a strong indication that we could go down in price a little bit more or continue bearish. So yeah, at the moment we're trying to form like a 5-minute break and retest. So obviously we had our resistance level over here, broke above that, wicked down into that area, rejected it, and are trying to, if we do form support on this level, that is your break and retest, and then hopefully that's gonna, you know, be an indication that we can continue bullish. We just need to see this candle close strong bullish, because we don't really want to see a weak bullish candle, because weak bullish candles, if they often get broken, you can continue bearish, because obviously again indication that there's more sellers than buyers. Obviously this is very low confirmation time frame. This is a 5-minute time frame. Would much rather be looking at the higher time frames, but we need to take into consideration again all of them. So we are trying at the moment. We are trying to continue bullish. Decent push. Really want to get up to this 155.060 level. That's where I'll be securing some profits for sure. Just gonna hopefully get up to that level. Again, this 5-minute candle really does need to close strong bullish, guys. We need to see a nice strong support form. Even though it is the 5-minute time frame, it is obviously important to see a strong retest. Which it seems like there's a chance that we might actually get. So GJ might be playing ball. Gold's just chilling at the moment, not much happening on it. Yeah, this candle is looking nice, so hopefully we can maintain this level. Just a bit slow, that's all. decent 5-minute candle close, nice strong bullish candle, but let's hope that with this 5-minute candle we can maybe form a little bit of a bottom wick on the 5-minute, or just push through, to be honest. Happy with either or. Yeah, very, very slow below us. Hopefully we will get that push though. Gold also just messing around at the moment. Going to keep an eye on that, but we're looking at news for the day. We obviously have some USD news coming in today. Some high impact job openings and manufacturing PMI. Sorry. So that's going to be obviously pretty high impact. Do need to be aware of that. Tomorrow there is some really important news on the dollar, which is obviously your ADP non-farm employment change. It's like a pretty high impact news event, can move the markets a lot. So again, if you're trading any dollar related pair, please do be aware of that. On Thursday there is a lot of pound news. So we obviously have the bank rates coming in. That's expecting to be double the previous amount. So again, something else to take into consideration. And then some more PMI coming in on the dollar. So just be aware of that. Sorry, just am keeping an eye on this position here on GJ. We're coming down a little bit. Still got half a position in, so I'm holding that for now. And then on Friday, obviously, we have the big news, which is going to be your NFP. So definitely a very high impact news week and something to take into consideration if you are planning on trading the fundamentals this week. That's exactly what's happening. Could be getting a retest of this resistance and then to form support on the 50-minute time frame. So just do take that into consideration. So if we do retest this area and then continue bullish, again, that's fine. As long as we aren't breaking our marked out technical levels, which is again where we're going to be managing our risk. Not interested in closing half at this level, guys, because obviously that's going to be your entry level. We haven't really moved up into profits enough to be closing half at entry. So yeah, these marked out levels exactly where I will close half if price does start coming back down to these sorts of levels. Other than that, we just got to let it play out. We don't want to get to the point where we are managing it, you know, too much. Obviously, we need to manage it enough, always enough, but never too much. And that would be maybe over managing it. Gold not playing ball. Gold's coming down. GJ also coming down. Very nice. So again, guys, if this does flip bearish again, I will be closing another half of the position. Incredibly slow morning. So yeah, today not a huge amount of fundamentals, just the PMI and the job openings, which are obviously red folders, so definitely not to be ignored, but there are obviously higher impact red folders than others, so it is important to know which news events move markets most, and we all know that our NFP and ADP are two of the most impactful news events of the month. So yeah, definitely take that into consideration. closing below that 5-minute support obviously isn't ideal. So yeah, just gonna have to wait and see. This is our market conditions for the next month or so. It's not going to be too fun, but yeah, we just got to play with what we're given, guys. So again, another really nice candle confirmation setup. We had a lot of confluences on our side. Sometimes markets just don't move in the way which we expect them to, and in that case we have to be ready for, you know, other possible outcomes. And that means if we're good at you know, managing trades, if they go against us, we're going to be fine in these sorts of market conditions, and then we'll thrive in the market conditions that allow us to just get those clean moves without even having to worry too much. So, you know, it's good to, you always are guaranteed to going to get tough market conditions at some point in the year. So hopefully we're getting them out the way nice and early, and then for the rest of the next few months, it's going to be a lot easier. But yeah, this definitely isn't the greatest. Again, not trying to overmanage this trade, guys. So if we do break this 5-minute low, not going to be closing half. But if we do get to this level, which is going to be our 30-minute candle flipping bearish once again, I will be closing another half. That'll be my second half closed on the trade. And then once we get down to this level, that is where I will close a half, because then we're breaking that 5-minute candle low, which we had initially planned to close half at the break of. And then obviously we have our eventual stop loss, which is at about 8.1 pips if you are in this trade, or just depending on where you took this trade. Got a decent entry. This is, yeah, roughly this level. The super risk management lesson. I'm glad that you are finding this beneficial with us, because yeah, again guys, we can never talk about risk management enough. Sounds like a broken record, but it is yeah, again, the most important aspect of trading. Obviously you get your technical aspects and then your trade management aspects, and this is definitely your most important trade management aspect. Technical aspect, I would certainly say market structure when it comes to technicals is the most important. The way I look at markets anyway. Hopefully we're going to form some support, basically a mini fake out of this 5-minute range, form some support back in here and retest the top, and then continue bullish. That would be ideal. Other than that, if we do start coming down, you know, is what it is. Still looking to see a bit of a retest here on the 15. So hopefully if it leaves a wick in this area and then closes at a much higher level, that will be basically your rejection of this area of resistance. And on the lower time frames, that will be support formed. So the 1 hour and the 5 minutes and the 1 minute. We are forming high highs and higher lows on the 1 minute. So yeah. Again, not going to be adding another half of the position back, guys. It's just how we're moving at the moment. I don't want to risk another half not knowing how these are going to move. Hopefully volume is coming. I'm sure at some point it will. It's just, yeah, massive lack of volume at the moment. Again, has been for the past couple of days, especially during London. Yesterday, obviously, we did have a nice move, but the half an hour after London opened. So I'm really hoping that we can get some volume at some point. 5 minutes until this 30-minute candle closes. I mean, it definitely won't be the best 30-minute candle close if it closes weak bullish. Then we do need to consider maybe closing another half of the position. But if we're going to continue bullish and close that 30 minutes candle strong bullish, then I do see us at least getting up to 155.060. So yeah, hopefully we can rally bullish. Gold's still playing around in that range. GJ definitely being the main focus at the moment. You can see on GJ, obviously there is a couple of problems when we look at the 1 hour. The clean candles on the 30 minutes, on the 1 hour is wicks. So obviously when that's a situation, we know that we can almost reject anywhere within these wicks. That's just how wicks are. They basically lower time frame resistances or supports. So we could be rejecting at this level because it could be a resistance level on one of the time frames there, and we could reject at any of these levels. Just something to be aware of. Yep, super slow. Just gotta sit and wait in these situations, guys. Sorry. There is not much we can do about this. This 30-minute candle close again obviously is very important. We do need to... I would like to see a stronger 30-minute candle close in this, maybe up at this 155 level. That will indicate again that there are still a good amount of buyers in the market, you know, as we speak. But we definitely have to close above 154.957. Otherwise, you know, we're closing within this resistance level and then we could start ranging a little bit. So definitely am a little bit concerned about that. I'll probably close another half if we don't close above this level. That will also be below the entry level. So got about 40 seconds left to see that close. Okay, we did close obviously above that level that we wanted to see a close above. Now we just need to see this candle start showing some volume. Again, it's keeping the same areas for risk management, guys. I think that a new area that I'm definitely going to add to close half will be below this 50-minute candle low. If we break this 50-minute candle low again, that's a very strong indicator that we could continue bearish. We've also respected the high of the previous 15-minute candle. Again, signs of possible bearish continuation. So we do need to be aware of that. That's an important factor. I always talk about that, indicating a lack of buyers presence in the market and a possible increase of sellers pressure. So if that was on a much higher time frame, I would definitely be quite worried about that. But because it's on a lower, remember 15-minute, 5-minute isn't the highest confirmation time frames, but we do need to obviously take it into consideration, which is exactly why if we do get down to these sorts of levels, I'll be closing half. So now we've closed half once. We have another 3 areas where we can close half at if price does now start coming down. So we can close half at the 15-minute break, where price would have flipped the 30-minute candle, the previous 30-minute candle bearish, and then at the break of this 5-minute candle low. So by the time we get down to our stop loss level, it is going to be such a minor position left that we have probably risked about a third of what we are willing to risk. So let's see what ends up happening. We could again still get this nice strong push. On the 1 hour, we're still looking quite nice. Got a nice strong bullish 1 hour candle. So yeah, we just don't have much of a bottom wick on the 30-minute, this new 30-minute candle, but that just could be volume coming into the market. So definitely something to be looking at. Back up at this previous 30-minute high, rejecting that at the moment. Trey, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope you've been keeping well. Just sitting in an incredibly slow GJ buy right now. Seem to be getting that push, which is great. Pretty much have this exact same setup at a 154.297. Nice, very nice. Partial TB 155.06. I need 3 more pips. Let's hope we can get there. We have now broken the previous 30-minute candle high. If we had a bottom wick or maybe tapped into this zone and then done this push, I would feel a lot more confident, but we don't have a bottom wick on this 30-minute candle, which obviously is a little bit concerning. But yeah, I'm hoping that just the overall confluences that we have on our side, obviously clean candles to the left, bullish market structure overall, we should be able to see us get to that level. Let's hope so. Also do want to see 155.061 around there. For our candle, also looking pretty good. Very, very strong bullish for our candle. We have moved a decent amount already, so obviously can take into consideration a possibility of some exhaustion. Also, we have the wicks on the 1 hour, which I did chat about earlier. Always have to be a bit wary of, but we just got to play with what we're given. So we have kind of shown that we could be rejecting this 155.034 level, but yeah, let's wait and see. Price is coming down pretty well at the moment. Again, guys, based on the 15, I will be closing half if we get to 154.937. Don't want to see us now breaking the previous 15-minute candle low. Should not happen if we're going to continue bullish. Looks like we may get called into some more risk management at these sorts of levels, boys. Not ideal. Gold isn't looking great either. Closing another half there, guys. So again, after this trade, we'll go through how much I had initially planned on risking if things were to have gone as worse as possible, and how much I ended up losing. I'll go through that all once this trade is fully over, once I've closed my full position. Definitely not going to be adding anything back. We'll probably end up closing the full position if we do come back down to this sort of level, because I don't see why we would come down to these levels and then push bullish. To me, that is a strong indication that we could see some bearish continuation. So yeah, if we do come to these sorts of 154.924 levels, I'll be probably pulling the whole position. Just taking way too long for my liking and not seeing the candle formations that I want to see at all, especially on this 15-minute time frame. So one's broken the high of the previous 15-minute candle, also broken the low of the previous 15-minute candle. Don't really want to be involved in that at all. So yeah, stop loss will be somewhere around here at the moment, so we'll be closing full at this point over here. Not interested in that at all, trying to hold that position at all, so see how many pips that was, more or less. Let's just say -5 pips. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how much I was willing to risk there. So if I had let the full position run and hit my stop loss, I would have lost around £1,460. I ended up losing 397, so basically 400. So that is, you know, a third of yeah. So much less than what was planned. So 154.924, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.927, 154.9 Close full minus 4.5. Yeah, that's perfect. Trades in a swing trade from Jan 30th. That is so you, oh yeah, you said you got yours about 70 pips ago. That's, yeah, really nice entry. Probably around here maybe, because this is a pretty similar setup to what we had over here. Or this was Jan 28th. Very similar setup. You can see over here, guys, we had that strong bullish candle, your store candle, then this next candle closed above. You can see we had a similar situation over here. This one ended up playing out eventually. This one at the moment obviously isn't playing ball. Could definitely end up continuing bullish, but just not how I like seeing candles form. And you know, I'm quite a strict risk manager, so you know, is what it is. Don't have to worry too much about it now. We've lost about a fourth of what we were planning on risking, and now we just look for the next trade. Say buys above this resistance level marked out at 155.271. Obviously likely to be a possibility. You can see we have the nice clean candles to the left. We have about 30 pips of range above that level, so definitely something to look out for. Keeping an eye out on gold as well. Gold isn't looking ideal at the moment. We are basically trapped in a range. We're either going to break out of the range bullish or bearish. We are currently bullish in market structure. You can see we've made this nice strong bullish push over the last 2 days, and we have transitioned our 1 hour and 4 hour market structure from bearish to bullish. We have also maintained a daily bullish market structure for a very long time, and our weekly market structure is currently bearish. However, will be bullish if we maintain this until Wednesday afternoon, so tomorrow afternoon. Then it will continue as bullish market structure. GJ at the moment, obviously, we took our, well, I took my buys this morning, but roughly minus 5 pips. That's 5 managed pips as well, so it's not just full lot size hitting 5 pips and pulling the trade. We obviously gave the trade a chance to run, went up into about 6 or 7 pips profit, and then came back down. We managed the trade really well. I hope that you guys were able to take something out of that trade management. You know, when candles flip bearish, or when we are breaking 5-minute or 50-minute previous candle lows. Very, very important when it comes to risk management. So I hope that that did help out. Other than that, when you come off of a loss like this, guys, the worst thing you can do is possibly be thinking to yourself, okay, I need to jump into another trade immediately to try and make that back. Obviously, that's just going to be based on greed and that sort of thing. So what we need to focus on is the patience and only taking setups after that we want to see. This was a setup I like to see. I would normally take this setup again all the time. We have market structure on our side, nice candle setups. We had the weak bearish candle, and then the next candle wick down after breaking out of an area of consolidation, clean candles to the left. Problem is, obviously, we just didn't have the volume on our side. We didn't get that nice strong push up to this level, close the position. Then if price came down, it wouldn't have mattered to us, because we would have secured a majority of our position and then would have been done trading for either the morning or for the day, or however many trades you want to take, you know. But what we need to make sure now is that we aren't gonna try and revenge trade or try and make back what we just lost, or say if we didn't manage the risk, then say, you know, we need to make even more back now, because that's the worst thing you can possibly do. So rather just sit back now, mark out the zones you would now want to see a possible move happen, because if we previously had this zone marked out, then you can see now that this is no longer a valid zone, because now we have prices slowly moving into this area, but there's no way that we can get another entry in this sort of area. So what we need to do is obviously take into consideration the new areas we should be looking for trades, and obviously that's going to come above 155.299. You can see that's a very relevant resistance area. And if we're going to be looking for sells are going to be very hard to find in this sort of range. You can see we don't have the most range below here. We have about 12 pips, which isn't too bad. It's going to be slightly counter trend, but it's all right. Just wait for those candle confirmations. But the number one thing I can advise after a loss, guys, is just be patient, and the markets will do the work for you, you know. Trey says here, yeah, sit back, be patient, look for your favorite setups and hope they work. Exactly. Just got to be very picky with the types of setups you want to take and what you're looking for. Gold trying to form some support on this previous level of resistance, so this will be our break and retest. Possible continuation bullish. I do really want to see gold continue bullish. That would be ideal. Other than that, GJ, nothing that we can do right now at this point. You can mark this out as a support level, and then possibly be trying to take some really risky sells into this area. Got the clean candles to the left, and if you get the candle close below the support, just need to be aware it is counter trend and was strongly against my bias. I definitely won't be looking for that, but I know some people may be looking for those aggressive sells. I will definitely not. I do definitely have a buying bias on GJ, but we'll obviously have to play it as I see it. So yeah, one managed risk this morning. One managed trade, should I say, risk managed trade. Hopefully we do get this nice support level formed on gold. Again, we are creating those higher highs and higher lows, so that is obviously your uptrending sort of structure, and we would like to see, well, I would definitely like to see that continue. And again, the good thing we did manage our GJ trade, because you can see GJ is coming down a little bit, sort of to where our stop loss levels were originally placed. Just got to be wary of that. Could start ranging a little bit on GJ within this area, but yeah, again, only looking for buys above 155.299 and possible sells below 154.450. I think that the range is a little bit tight. If we look on the 1 hour though, it is clean candles. You can see we have the clean 1 hour candles, but again, it's very tough to just ignore 30-minute support levels or 30-minute resistance levels. 30-minute time frame support and resistance does hold pretty strong, so waiting for those candle closes above or below those levels and taking trades into areas of support like this where it's a very tight range is obviously going to be much higher risk, because what you're then expecting is, okay, if we have clean candles on the 1 hour, we're expecting to just break through these 30-minute supports without any problems. For that, we're going to need volume, so that could very likely come at a time of high volume, which would be a market open or pre-market open. So we haven't had that now, but maybe during New York we might see that. So yeah, do be aware of that. The current 1 hour candle is also bearish currently on GJ. So yeah, I think it was a good idea to pull the trade when we did, and definitely something that I hope you guys managed to learn from was that a little bit of the risk management there. Other than that, guys, it is very limited on what we're going to be looking at now. I'm gonna obviously be keeping an eye on this gold chart. I think that there's a good chance to see some bullish continuation at some point today. Obviously, if we start breaking below 1801, we have the clean candles to the left. Could possibly see some sells below that level, but I would like to see some bullish continuation for sure. But last, I'm going to send you an email now, so you can expect that within the next 20 or so minutes. I did see your email this morning, so don't worry about that. And for everyone else, I hope that everyone else has a great rest of their day. I will be streaming the exact same time tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow is obviously better market conditions for London Open. Otherwise, I hope that you guys, yeah, have a great rest of your day. Please leave a like if you haven't already on the stream, guys. It does help a lot. Subscribe if you're unsubscribed, and yeah, I hope you guys trade safely. Don't take any risky setups, especially if you have taken a loss. Just wait for that perfect setup or what you would like to see. Don't try and force it. But yeah, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Cheers.